afternoon, everyone. Hope you still have some energy for the two last talks of today. So I'm Sandra from the Global Gen AI office at NTT Corporation headquarters. And I will talk a bit on how NTT is ready for the future, so we can really still serve our clients and upgrade their reality on Gen AI and far behind Gen AI. So before we look into the future, let's look in the past. Because I found this on Google. It's a tool where you have blocks and pyramids, and it was kind of a first version where someone can ask or talk to a computer. So it's basically what is the pyramid supported by, then the computer would say the box. But does anyone has an idea in when this was done? Like, no? Well, don't be surprised. It's 1968. So this was the first idea of Gen AI. Gen AI, the computer generated some logic based on some graphical constructions. This was not really a large language model, but though the idea was born. And now we can wonder why it took us like so long that we are here now, only now talking about Gen AI, right? So what do you think? Money, of course. Because in the 80s, all the money went to Intel, to the transistors, for example, but we also saw this morning to optical fiber, right? So no Gen AI, no AI at all. But it gave us an opportunity that we could reinvent ourselves in a slow speed. We took 60 years to come to the chips of today, right? Now, can we do this with Gen AI? That's a good question. Because Gen AI is really going fast. And by fast, I mean very fast. Where today we are still talking about narrow AI. So we need to train a model for a certain task. Maybe in 10 years, we will have general AI, which will train themselves by just observing the world. We don't have to train it anymore. And then at the end, we will have super AI, which is then really smarter than human, let's say. And super AI will form their own society because they will have all the intelligence that the human has. This is okay. I put like a question mark. I cannot predict in which year it will come. But let's say in 10 years, we might have general AI for quite some tasks. But what do we learn? Or what are the risks that we need to think about? It's really like the work we have done in 60 years, we need to do it in 10 years. And to do so, we really need to be careful that we think today on the security, the trust, and the sustainability of everything that comes tomorrow. Because we can talk about LLMs like Suzumi. We can talk about use cases. But we really should also carry the hard value of NTT, which is security, trust, and sustainability. Now, when we talk about security, trust, and sustainability, today our clients have a lot of worries, like privacy. Do I really have to send my data to OpenAI? What does it do with it? Can I trust it? Also data misuse, data governance. It's more about data, the security today. When we see to trust, we really trust the past. We really trust what we have done in the past. And also the designer, because it's the developer who actually trains the model, who fine-tunes the model. So we place a lot of trust in the human. On the last one is sustainability. Today, it costs a lot in training models. Of course, we have ION, which is coming, Suzumi. We are doing great efforts in those fields. When we see for general AI, so really think in 10 years, it's not that far away anymore. Security will change. We will see the same evolution as with cybersecurity, like the malicious attacks during training, because when a system trains itself, it just observes the world. So how that would be easy for like a bad person to really be involved in that training process. On trust, we will trust humanity. And to be honest, the human is not perfect, and the world also not. So will we allow that models are trained with imperfections? That's really a question that we need to think about today. On sustainability, now we turn the models in really super GPUs with a lot of power. But for general AI, we really need the small devices to have a lot of use cases. But there are two main aspects that will make or break the introduction. And that's actually the loss of control and the loss of accountability. Because we, as a human, we need to find a synergy between AI and a human. And the human in nature really wants to control everything and wants to have insights in everything. How is something working? I think a lot of guys here just break out some hardware when they were children or teenagers to just figure out how something works. And that are two things that in the future will be gone with general AI. So we need to find ways to really accept or to mitigate that loss. Now, at NTT, we are actually having defined a multi-layered approach where we have flexibility to handle those kinds of threats or disadvantages of the LLMs that will come tomorrow. So most proof of concepts and use cases are built today with the orange layer, right? The infrastructure layer, where you have LLMs, you have the whole Microsoft suite, you have OpenAI, databases for the embeddings, and so on. And on top of that, we just built our applications. And what we have developed the last 6 months is actually a layer in between, which we call the enterprise platform. And the platform is a layer that, if security or trust is not provided by the infrastructure layer, we will do it for you. That's our commitment as NTT. We will take care of the governance, the security, the trust that you need as an enterprise to build your use cases. When we take a bit closer look at the platform, so today we have a lot of components that we need to manage. The data layer, of course, the infrastructure layer, but models change all the time. The engineering layer, really the glue, all validation of access rules, of business rules, and so on. Now, we just make it all in once. So for our clients, they just need to care about their application. And we take care of all the security, trust, and sustainability. Now, in the future, the platform is so extensible, and this is our vision, that we will develop Gen AI agents. So not only having one LLM working for a use case, but have ecosystems of LLMs, AI components, any other solution that can bring intelligence to the output. And the outputs must be secure, trustable, and sustainable. And as one entity, we can really make it happen because we have the R&D with AI security. We have entity research with the attribute-based encryption framework to really look at how can we provide encryption of data in an LLM, because then we are sure that our privacy is protected and that access is regulated to data. We have to zoom for really having the lightweight, sustainable approach, even on the edge, because then we can deploy this really in a data center, let's say, offering those kind of things to clients. But also for our partners, it should be an easy way to integrate with a lot of our partner solutions so that we really build an ecosystem of smart agents. And we have the luck as entity to have a one-entity approach in this vision and to help our clients really in upgrading their reality in this way. But it's not only technology that matters, right? We should also see for our business that our actual business grows with the technology. And that's an important one because technology is one aspect, but in the same speed, we need to deliver services. And the quality and the content of our consultancy services will need to follow the technology. Otherwise, we do not grow at the same level. And to do that, we focus, the portfolio focuses more on 3 categories. We have a Gen AI studio which contains all organizational transformation, from internal transformation, the new workplace. How will developers work in the future? How will employees handle teams, collaborative teams in the future? So all those kind of questions we should be able to answer for our clients. The second category is really the technology transformation, where we look at which assets can we use for our clients. We may have own assets. We may have to build our own assets, but also look at our partners, because it's only by having an ecosystem of assets that we really be able to remember the 10 years. We cannot do everything by ourselves. So collaboration is key in this. And a third category is mainly let us specialize in the industries, because when you see now at use cases, they are often quite generic. If you Google, if you talk to any Gen AI consultancy, it's quite generic. It's focused on marketing, internal processes, but it's quite the same generic use cases. What our clients are looking for is really, come on, help me to gain margin. Help me to optimize my process. Is it in a manufacturing, a production line? Is it more a process over different companies? We should provide those use cases to them. And that's actually the role of the Global Gen AI Office. It's really to provide our OpCos that support to have this in place for our clients. So my final takeaway message before you leave is that we have everything in our house as one entity. We just need to collaborate and really make sure that we can upgrade the reality of our clients today, but also tomorrow. And definitely, I hope to be here in 10 years and say we have done a really good job in this. So thank you.